Your competitors are outscaling you not because they work harder, but because they manage their time better. And while you are stuck in a 12-hour workdays, other people are completing the exact same amount of work but finishing by 1 PM. Well, luckily for you, there's 3 keys I've learned that have allowed me to balance my business, going to the gym, and every single other hobby I want to do effortlessly. And don't worry, these aren't some random Reddit time management hacks. These are the same protocols I've given to 5 and 6 figure entrepreneurs that are based on neuroscience. And so in this video, I'm going to show you the hidden reason why your time management is terrible, the 3 keys to balance everything in your life, including your business, and the simple planning method I use to get everything done by 3 PM. Okay, let's dive in. So the first question you have right now is, what the hell actually is time management? Because there's so many different definitions of what time management is, but all it is it's about saying no to busy work, distractions, and only doing what we need to get done. You can almost think of it as you are a judge. You've got a list of tasks, activities, thoughts in front of you that you need to either say no to or say yes to. But here's the kicker though, if you say yes, it drains your energy slowly. And so what most people do is they look at all these different tasks, these activities, and they say yes to every single one. They try to fit it all inside the day, even if it's the most random things like doing a backflip while you're working. And by the time it reaches 3 PM, they've got no time to complete their to-do list, and they just can't focus whatsoever. Now, why do people actually say yes to everything? Well, I think it's because it makes them feel productive, right? When you say yes to all these different tasks and say to yourself, I'm gonna complete these 50 plus tasks inside the day, you feel pretty good about yourself, right? But really, it's just busy work. It doesn't actually need to be done, and it's not actually moving the needle towards your goals. For example, in my own business, I do like 6 tasks per day max. I could do 20 plus different tasks like making a new banner, changing my profile picture, but is that going to get me results? No, so I don't do it. And so this perfectly leads me on to my first point, which is to value your time like a king. Because the truth is, if you let things take up your time, random things that don't need to be done, you will never actually have time for the needle moving tasks, and better yet, you will never have time to do the things you want to do, like your hobbies, like going to the gym, for example. And so all you really need to do here is just list out all the tasks you're doing for each pillar inside of your life, right? For example, if you have a business, maybe you have to do like traffic, you have to do YouTube, you have to do ads, you have to do delivery, then you have to do like outreach, for example, right? And then you have the gym, for example, you have to commute to the gym, you have to actually do the workout, and then you have to go home and commute back. All these things take up time, but also your energy to do the most important tasks inside of your day. And if you think about what a commander or a king might spend his time doing, I guarantee it wasn't doing like low leverage tasks like working in a bakery or something, right? It was high level tasks like planning, like sending his men to do certain things, right? It wasn't doing small activities. So just raise the value of your time and just think, is this actually worth my time? Is it not? And if it isn't, then you know what to do. Just simply remove it from your life. Now, hopefully by the end of this exercise, what will happen is you will have a lot more time in the day. You realize you have an extra like 6 hours in the day where you can put towards something, and perfect, right? You've just mastered your time management. You've cut out the things that don't matter, you've kept the things that do matter, and boom, you have much more time in the day. But there's still a few things we want to do to optimize this further, but also save us time so we can complete our work even faster. But just before I go into the second key, if you're an entrepreneur who wants to get into a flow state for 6+ hours a day, completely blow up your business by optimizing your mental performance, click the first link below to join my free community. Okay, so 4.2, honestly, even more simpler than the first one. All we're doing is optimizing our mental performance. And before you click off and say this has nothing to do with time management, I was looking for a new calendar system, a new Notion template, you're not going to get one here. Because the truth is, you may think you need these Notion templates, you may think you need these time management hacks, but what you really need is better focus. Because why can some people complete the exact same amount of work, have the same 24 hours as you do, but still finish their work quicker? Well, it's obviously because they have better focus. They aren't getting distracted by YouTube, they aren't getting distracted by WhatsApp. They can just work for hours and hours without getting distracted. You know, people complain about time management, but their 3-hour task could literally be completed in 30 minutes if they improved their focus. And so have you ever actually thought to yourself, time might not be the problem, it might actually just be your focus? So the second point is to simply improve your focus. Literally remove the distractions when you're working. Make sure you know exactly what you're meant to be working on. Work in an environment that promotes focus, not distraction. And what will happen is you'll start to complete work a lot quicker, and what that will mean is you'll be able to have more time to do whatever you want. Okay, so that's a very simple step. You don't really need to spend too much time on this. All you need to do, identify the distractions you're facing, remove them, Bob's your uncle, you can now focus. Now the final key inside of the system is probably the most important one, to be honest, because it's all about building something I call a clarity-based routine. And I did just make this up on the spot, but it's very important, so please pay attention. You see, having a normal calendar, having a normal schedule is becoming less effective as the day goes on, because I guarantee what happens to you is you try to follow this routine, but randomly within the 3rd hour you're on YouTube and you're wasting your time. You have these small times of focus actually following the routine, but the other times you're not doing anything, right? You're kind of just wasting time. management. And that's because you don't give your brain enough clarity to actually work on a task or know what the hell it's meant to do. And so this is why I build a clarity-based routine where I literally bullet point everything I need to do within tasks, but also within breaks. I'm not even joking you, some tasks would literally be, for example, if I was recording a YouTube video, I'll put sit at desk, open my computer, set up the background, right? I'll put it in this much detail, and what this does, well, one, it releases hits of dopamine when you complete the specific steps, and that obviously reinforces you to keep on working, but also it removes distractions entirely. It makes you not want to get distracted at all. And so here's the first thing I want you to do. I want you to put everything in as much detail as possible, including each step inside of a task, and if you don't do this, you'll still get distracted, and this entire video will be a complete waste of time. This will really speed up the rate of your work, but also allow you to enter flow state. And now the second thing I'm going to do inside this routine is make sure you have your list of prioritized tasks you made earlier and just put them inside of your day in order of importance. For example, if you have a set amount of business tasks that just need to be done, do them at the start of the day, and then you can focus on the other things like going to the gym, like doing some random shallow work inside your business, right? So that's the 3 keys that have allowed me to master time management, and I really hope you can find some value in those. Now, like I said at the start of the video, if you're an entrepreneur struggling to scale your business because you just can't focus, you can't seem to manage your time correctly, and you want to be able to scale to 5, even 6 figures per month, click the first link in the description to join my free community where you get a free flow state course and a free coaching call with me where I can help you implement everything we've learned and gone over today, okay? And amazing rest of your day. Peace.